Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're cutting straight to the chase, optimizing your Amazon Redshift. We want to look at how you keep costs down without, losing performance.
Right. Because Redshift, it's incredibly powerful, no doubt.
hmm
But that power comes with a potential cost. And if you're not careful, that bill can really start to climb.
So the goal today is figuring out those core strategies, getting maximum Redshift value, bang for your buck, basically.
Exactly. We're talking smarter architecture, expert tuning. It's about making sure Redshift delivers without breaking the bank.
Okay, so Redshift's parallel processing, great for huge data sets, complex queries.
Yeah, it can handle a lot. But it's like a high-performance car. Needs tuning, needs careful handling.
Otherwise,
You get inefficiencies, slow queries, maybe capacity, just sitting idle. And that translates directly into wasted cloud spend. It's really about being proactive.
not just setting it up and hoping for the best.
Definitely not. Not if you want efficiency and cost control, strategic architecture, that's your absolute foundation. And what does that look like in practice?
Well, first off, choosing the right node type is crucial. Think about RA3 versus DC2.
Okay.
RA3 nodes, they give you that flexible scaling for compute and storage separately. Great if your data grows unpredictably or, fluctuates.
Right. And DC2?
DC2 nodes are more tightly coupled, compute and storage together. Often better for, let's say, tighter budgets or really predictable workloads where you know exactly what you need, making that choice up front. Big cost implications.
Got it. So node type is step one. What else builds that strong foundation?
How your data is actually spread across those nodes, distribution style. It's super important.
Why is that?
Well, imagine trying to find information scattered randomly versus having it neatly organized. Smart distribution minimizes how much data Redshift needs to shuffle between nodes when running a query. Less shuffling means faster queries, less resource use.
Makes sense, like organizing a library.
Precisely. And then you have sort keys. Think of them like the index in the back of a book.
They help Redshift zero in on the specific data range needed, especially for queries filtering on time or specific columns. Massively speeds things up.
So a smart initial setup is critical, but you also mentioned ongoing tuning. It's not just a one-time fix.
Oh, absolutely not. It's continuous. Workload management, or WLM, is a big piece here.
WLM.
Yeah, it's like air traffic control for your queries. You configure it to prioritize the important stuff.
So your critical dashboards load first, even if other stuff is running.
Exactly. Ensures the key business insights get through quickly. Then there's digging into the query execution plans.
The detective work part.
Huh? Yeah, sort of. Redshift tells you exactly how it ran a query, step by step. You analyze that plan, find the bottlenecks, the inefficient steps. It's a goldmine for optimization.
And you can optimize the SQL itself, too.
Definitely. Fine-tuning your SQL queries to scan less data, maybe rewriting joins. Even small changes can have a surprisingly large impact on performance and cost.
What about using Redshift's own, built-in cost-saving features?
Good question. Reserved instances, or IIs, are key for predictable workloads.
How do they work?
You basically commit to using Redshift for a 1 or 3 year term, and in return, you get a pretty significant discount compared to on-demand pricing. It's like buying compute in bulk.
Smart if your usage is steady. What about peaks, though? Unexpected demand.
That's where concurrency scaling comes in. It automatically adds temporary cluster capacity when you get query queues during busy periods.
So performance stays smooth during spikes.
Right, and crucially, you only pay for that extra capacity when it's actually used, down to the second. Avoids over-provisioning your main cluster just for occasional peaks.
Can you give us a real-world example how this all comes together?
Sure. We worked with a company. They had tons of daily dashboards, analysts constantly querying, but things were getting really sluggish. Queries were taking ages.
Okay.
So we went in, looked at their architecture, redesigned how the data was distributed, implemented better sort keys, and advised them on reserved instances for their baseline load.
And the results?
Pretty significant. They saw average query times drop by about 40%. And because of the RIs and better efficiency, their monthly Redshift compute bill went down by around 30%.
Wow, 40% faster and 30% cheaper. That's substantial.
It really is. And that translates directly into, faster insights for the business, smoother operations overall, and obviously measurable cost savings hitting the bottom line.
So thinking about who this really matters to, it seems like it spans different roles.
Absolutely. For business leaders, it means more predictable cloud spending, reliable performance for their analytics platforms, peace of mind, really.
And for the tech folks,
Yeah.
the engineers, the DBAs.
It's huge. They gain really valuable marketable skills, Knowing how to configure WLM effectively, how to dissect query plans, understand managed storage, distribution strategies, that's deep expertise that companies need.
So the main takeaway here seems clear. Managing Redshift isn't just an IT task, it's a strategic necessity.
Precisely. Proactive expert management is absolutely key if you want to maximize the value you get from Redshift and keep those costs under control. It's not really an optional extra anymore.
It really does pay off to actively manage it.
It does. So if you're using Redshift, maybe the question to ask yourself is, when was the last time you really took a deep look under the hood? At your architecture, your tuning strategies? Because, a fresh perspective, maybe bringing in some expertise, could unlock some pretty significant improvements in both performance and your ROI.
Definitely some food for thought there. And for anyone wanting to dive even deeper, keep an eye on our platform for more insights. Thanks for exploring this with us today.